The Silent Hunter. Marcus Riley lay motionless on the cold metal floor of the abandoned mining station, his breathing so controlled it seemed he had become part of the machinery itself. Through his scope, he watched the massive Zephyrian warship floating in the void, its hull gleaming like polished obsidian against the starfield. 3.2 kilometers away, a distance that would make most beings laugh at the impossibility of a precise shot. But Marcus wasn't most beings. He was human. The target moved across the ship's observation deck with the confidence of someone who believed himself untouchable. Korthak the Destroyer, warlord of the Outer Rim territories, had carved a path of destruction across 17 systems. His reptilian scales caught the light of the nearby star as he gestured to his subordinates, planning another massacre. Marcus had been lying in this position for 18 hours. Most species would have given up after the first hour. The Zephyrians themselves, with their advanced technology and superior firepower, couldn't comprehend the concept of waiting motionless for nearly a full-day cycle just for one shot. Through his earpiece, Dr. Elena Vasquez's voice crackled with concern. "Ghost, your vitals are getting concerning. You've been static for too long. Maybe we should abort and find another opportunity." Marcus's response was barely a whisper. "Negative. Control. Target will move to the forward observation deck in approximately 47 minutes based on his pattern. Environmental factors are optimal. Wind speed negligible, gravitational interference calculated. This is our window." Elena sighed on the other end. She had worked with Marcus for 3 years, ever since he left Earth's military to become an independent operator. In that time, she had never seen him miss a target, no matter how impossible the shot seemed. But this wasn't just about the distance or the conditions. This was about sending a message to the galaxy. Meanwhile, aboard the flagship of the Zephyrian Imperial Fleet, Admiral Vextar paced the bridge with barely contained rage. His elongated skull bore the ceremonial scaring of his rank, and his yellow eyes burned with fury as he reviewed the latest casualty reports. 17 command officers, he hissed to his aide, a younger Zephyrian named Corset. 17 of our finest tactical minds, eliminated across 9 different systems by these human snipers. How is this possible? Corset's membrane-covered hands trembled as he accessed the data. "Sir, our analysis suggests the humans possess some form of precognitive ability. Their shots are executed with mathematical precision that exceeds our most advanced targeting computers." Vextar's laugh was harsh and bitter. "Precognitive ability. These humans still use chemical propellants in their weapons, while we have mastered plasma and particle beam technology. Yet somehow, one human with a primitive rifle can paralyze an entire battle group." The truth was more disturbing than either alien could comprehend. Human snipers had revolutionized galactic warfare not through superior technology, but through something far more terrifying: patience and psychological warfare. While other species relied on overwhelming firepower or advanced shielding, humans had weaponized time itself. Back on the mining station, Marcus made minute adjustments to his rifle's scope. The weapon was a hybrid of human engineering and alien technology, designed specifically by Elena to maximize his natural abilities. But the real magic wasn't in the rifle. It was in the mind behind it. Marcus calculated variables that would require massive computer systems for other species to process. Gravitational pull from 3 different celestial bodies, atmospheric pressure variations, target movement patterns, even the rotation of the space station where Korthak stood. His human brain processed all of this information simultaneously while maintaining perfect stillness. The psychological impact of human snipers on alien forces had become legendary. The hegemony of worlds had restructured their entire military doctrine after losing an entire command structure to a single human sniper on the ice world of Tundrak 5. The crystalline collective, beings of pure energy who could phase through matter, had developed new defensive protocols specifically to counter human marksmen. "Ghost, we're getting chatter on alien frequencies," Elena reported. "Multiple species are sharing intelligence about human sniper tactics." They're calling us the Silent Death and Void Hunters. Our reputation is preceding us." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. The fear was spreading exactly as intended. Every successful elimination sent ripples through alien command structures. They no longer moved freely, no longer made bold tactical decisions. They huddled in bunkers and behind energy shields, prisoners of their own paranoia. But it wasn't just about the kills. Marcus and other human snipers had introduced a new concept to galactic warfare: the surgical strike. While alien species favored massive fleet engagements and planetary bombardments, humans proved that one precise shot at the right moment could be more effective than 1,000 warships. The mining station creaked slightly as gravitational forces shifted. Marcus compensated automatically, his scope tracking true despite the movement. He had learned to read the subtle signs of space-based combat environments, turning what others saw as disadvantages into tactical opportunities. Through his scope, he watched Korthak dismiss his guards and move toward the observation deck alone. The warlord's arrogance would be his downfall. He believed his shields and the vast distance made him untouchable. He couldn't conceive of a species patient enough to wait nearly a day for one shot. Control. Target is moving to predicted position. Environmental factors remain optimal. Preparing for engagement. Alina's voice carried concern and admiration in equal measure. Ghost, this shot will make galactic history. The Zephyrian Empire will put the largest bounty in history on your head. Let them try, Marcus whispered. They're thinking like aliens, not like humans. The statement carried profound truth. Alien military doctrine was based on technological superiority, numerical advantage, or supernatural abilities. They couldn't understand that humans had turned warfare into an art form requiring patience, precision, and psychological insight. Human snipers didn't just eliminate targets, they eliminated the enemy's will to fight. Korthak stepped onto the observation deck, his massive form silhouetted against the starfield. Marcus's breathing slowed to almost nothing. His heart rate dropped to levels that would alarm medical professionals of any species. Time seemed to stop. The shot, when it came, was perfect. The bullet traveled through the vacuum for 3.2 kilometers, threading between defensive arrays and energy fields that weren't designed to stop such primitive projectiles. It found its target with mathematical precision, ending the life of one of the galaxy's most feared warlords in an instant. But more than a life ended in that moment. The shot sent a message that would echo through every alien military command. Humans were no longer the primitive species that had barely achieved interstellar travel. They had become something far more dangerous. They had become the galaxy's apex predators, using patience and precision as their primary weapons. As alarms sounded across the Zephyrian fleet, Marcus began his methodical withdrawal from the mining station. He moved with the same patient precision that had characterized his shot, knowing that his reputation would spread faster than any pursuit. Admiral Vextar received the news of Korthak's death with grim resignation. The impossible had become routine where human snipers were concerned. As he stared at the tactical display, showing the mining station's location, he made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. Put out a bounty, he ordered Corset. Every species, every hunter, every mercenary in the galaxy. I want this human sniper found and eliminated. Make the reward substantial enough to attract the best killers in known space. But Vextar didn't understand that by putting a target on Marcus Riley, he was about to discover exactly why human snipers had become the galaxy's most feared warriors. The hunt was about to become very interesting indeed. The hunter becomes the hunted. The contract seemed almost too good to be true. 50 million credits for eliminating a single target on the fortress world of Kepler-7. No questions asked. Marcus Riley studied the holographic display in his ship's cramped quarters, analyzing the planetary defenses and target location with professional interest. This feels wrong, Ghost. Elena's voice crackled through the communication array from her laboratory on Luna Station. The payment is excessive for a standard elimination. My sources indicate unusual alien activity in that sector. Marcus cleaned his rifle with practiced precision, each component receiving meticulous attention. Sometimes the best contracts come with the highest risks. Control. Besides, we've never turned down a challenge before. What Marcus didn't know was that Admiral Vextar had spent 6 months orchestrating the most elaborate trap in galactic history. The contract was bait, the fortress world a carefully prepared hunting ground, and the target completely fictional. Every detail had been crafted to lure the galaxy's most feared human sniper into a kill zone designed specifically for him. Kepler-7 rotated slowly beneath Marcus's ship as he approached the designated coordinates. The planet's surface was a maze of industrial complexes and mining operations, providing countless vantage points and escape routes. It seemed perfect for a sniper's work. As his ship touched down in the abandoned industrial sector, Marcus felt the familiar calm that preceded a challenging operation. He had no way of knowing that hidden across the planet's surface, 12 of the galaxy's deadliest hunters were already in position, each representing a different species and specialized killing technique. There was Slythak, an Nexarian assassin whose crystalline body could bend light around itself for perfect camouflage. Gorthak Prime, a cybernetic killing machine from the Mechanist Collective, with targeting systems that could track movement through solid matter. Whisper, a void-born entity that existed partially outside normal spacetime, making it nearly impossible to target. Each hunter had been selected for their unique abilities and their species' particular advantages in tracking and eliminating human snipers. Vextar had studied human tactics extensively, identifying what he believed were their weaknesses: overconfidence, predictable patterns, and reliance on primitive technology. Marcus established his base of operations in an abandoned communications tower, its height providing excellent sight lines across the industrial complex. As he set up his equipment, Alina's voice carried increasing concern through his earpiece. "Ghost, I'm detecting unusual electromagnetic signatures across your operational area. Multiple species, high-tech signatures. This isn't a normal contract." "Copy that." Control. Beginning reconnaissance phase. Marcus's voice remained calm, but his tactical instincts were screaming warnings. Something was very wrong with this entire situation. Through his scope, Marcus began methodical surveillance of the complex. Within the first hour, he spotted 3 hunters who had positioned themselves poorly for alien standards, but adequately for dealing with conventional threats. They clearly didn't understand how human snipers operated. The first elimination came at sunset. Gorthak Prime had positioned itself in what it calculated was an optimal overwatch position, not realizing that its cybernetic emissions were visible to Marcus's modified scope. The single shot that ended the mechanical hunter sent a shockwave through the alien forces. "One down," Marcus whispered to Alina. "Mechanist design, heavy cybernetics." Whoever set this up didn't tell their hunters they were facing a human. Over the next 2 days, Marcus systematically eliminated 6 more hunters, each death carefully calculated to maximize psychological impact on the survivors. He used the environment to his advantage, turning the industrial complex into a 3-dimensional chessboard where patience and human ingenuity trumped advanced technology. Slythak, the Nexarian assassin, lasted longer than the others due to its light-bending abilities. But Marcus had encountered Nexarian technology before and knew its limitations. By waiting for the planet's dual sunrise when the complex light sources created unusual shadow patterns, he was able to detect the distortion and eliminate the hunter with a shot that seemed impossible even by human standards. Admiral Vextar monitored the carnage from his flagship in orbit, his fury growing with each hunter's death. "How is this possible?" he demanded of his tactical staff. "We sent the finest killers from 12 different species, and this single human is eliminating them methodically." Corset reviewed the battle data with growing amazement. "Sir, the human's tactics are unlike anything in our databases. He's not just eliminating targets, he's using their deaths to manipulate the behavior of the survivors. It's psychological warfare at a level we've never encountered." By the 4th day, only 3 hunters remained, and they had abandoned all pretense of offensive operations. They huddled in the most defensible positions they could find, no longer hunting but simply trying to survive until reinforcements arrived. Marcus had achieved something unprecedented in galactic military history. A single individual had terrorized elite hunters from multiple species into complete defensive posture. But he wasn't finished. "Control, I need you to analyze the orbital signatures above my position. This operation has gone from contract to war zone." Elena's analysis confirmed his suspicions. "Ghost, you have a full Zephyrian battle group in orbit, plus support vessels from 6 other species. This isn't a contract. This is an execution squad." The revelation that he had been lured into a trap didn't anger Marcus. Instead, it filled him with professional satisfaction. The galaxy's military leaders had considered him dangerous enough to orchestrate the most elaborate assassination attempt in recorded history. It was the ultimate compliment to human capability. But Admiral Vextar had made a critical error in his planning. He had studied human sniper tactics, but failed to understand human psychology. Where other species might panic or attempt escape when faced with overwhelming odds, Marcus Riley began to plan the most audacious operation of his career. "Control, transmit a message on all alien military frequencies. Tell them that Marcus Riley accepts their challenge." The next 12 hours became the stuff of legend. Marcus didn't try to escape or hide. Instead, he began systematically eliminating key personnel aboard the orbital vessels, using a combination of ground-based shots and ingenious use of the planet's industrial infrastructure. By hijacking the planet's orbital cargo launchers and turning them into kinetic weapons platforms, Marcus demonstrated that human ingenuity could transform any environment into a battlefield advantage. His attacks on the orbital fleet were so precise and unexpected that several alien commanders believed they were under assault by an entire human battle group. The final confrontation came when Admiral Vextar himself descended to the planet's surface, determined to end the human threat personally. The Zephyrian commander was a veteran of 1,000 battles, enhanced with military cybernetics, and wielding weapons that represented the pinnacle of his species' technology. But Vextar made the same mistake as all the others. He fought like an alien. The battle between Marcus and Vextar lasted 6 hours, a cat-and-mouse game played across the industrial complex. The Admiral used every advantage his technology provided: energy shields, cloaking devices, enhanced sensors, and weapons that could punch through solid steel. Marcus used patience. When Vextar finally fell, it was to a shot that had traveled through 17 different reflective surfaces, using the complex's mirror systems and polished metal walls to create an impossible angle of attack. The bullet found its target through what should have been perfect cover, demonstrating once again that human snipers play by different rules than the rest of the galaxy. Standing over the alien commander's body, Marcus spoke into his communicator with quiet satisfaction. "Control. Mission accomplished. Multiple hostile neutralized. Requesting extraction." "Ghost." Elena's voice carried amazement and concern. "You just single-handedly eliminated the largest multispecies hunting party in galactic history. The political ramifications alone. Let them think about it. Control. Every alien military commander, every species that considers humans primitive. Let them think about what one human with a rifle can accomplish." News of the Kepler-7 incident spread through the galaxy faster than light-speed communication. Within weeks, human snipers were no longer just feared. They were revered. Alien species began offering massive contracts for human marksmanship services, the same beings who had once hunted them now desperate to hire them. The irony wasn't lost on Marcus as he reviewed the dozens of contract offers flooding his communication systems. The galaxy's apex predators, the species with superior technology and supernatural abilities, were now paying premium prices for the services of humans with primitive kinetic weapons. Marcus selected his next contract and began planning his approach. Somewhere in the vast galaxy, another impossible shot was waiting to be made, another legend to be born. And the aliens who had once dismissed humanity as irrelevant were learning a harsh truth. Sometimes the most dangerous predator is the one you underestimate. The age of human dominance and galactic warfare had begun, built one perfect shot at a time.